Unveiling the new Apple iPhone 15 Pro Max. What's new? And is it still worth upgrading 6 months after release? My name's Kevin. In today's video, we'll be deep diving into the newest features of Apple's latest phone. I'll also be providing my experience after upgrading from an iPhone 12 approximately 6 months ago. And then we'll be finally answering the burning question. Is the iPhone 15 Pro Max still worth upgrading 6 months after release? Get ready for an in-depth Kevnalysis as we cover off everything you need to know before taking the plunge. And also stay tuned until the end for some exclusive shopping tips that'll help you make the smartest choice before buying. So don't go anywhere, let's jump straight into it. Let's begin by discussing the design and build quality. Apple has once again showcased its craftsmanship expertise with a sleek design that's both subtle yet impactful compared to the previous model. The introduction of the new action button replaces a silent feature, lets you customize quick access features including the camera, voice recorder, translation, or any app of your choice via shortcuts. Since the camera is easily accessed via the home screen, I've configured my one to open Apple Wallet so that I don't need to carry my wallet around to make payments. It's so easy to use. All I need to do is pull my phone out of my pocket and press a button, and then I can simply make a payment at the terminal. It's actually even easier than having to carry my credit card around and pulling it out of my wallet. This model also transitions from a stainless steel frame to titanium, which Apple claims to enhance its durability. The titanium is a new turn for Apple and smartphones. It's lower in density, which contributes to the lower weight, whilst having a higher strength than stainless steel and aluminium to improve durability. It's also less prone to scratches and corrosion. I do feel like the titanium frame is a bit of a marketing gimmick. Now hear me out. Although I do think the titanium is an upgrade, there's barely any of it. It's only around the edges, so the phone is still primarily glass at the front and back, making it the weakest link from drops. If you do drop your phone and crack your screen, well, that's a lot worse than scratching the frame. A lot of people are also going to be using a phone case anyway, which kind of makes the durability of the titanium pretty much useless. A lot of people also say that the titanium cheapens the phone look, but to be honest, that's all personal preference. What I do like about the titanium is that it does contribute to the 15 Pro Max being lighter than the 14 Pro Max by 8% or 20 grams, even though the 15 has a larger battery. It's also been redesigned with subtle rounded edges that create a slim profile, and together with the titanium, feels smoother compared to the sharper rectangular edge from the previous series with stainless steel, which felt stickier. A lighter weight does also slightly decrease the impact force from drops, but from a usability point of view, 20 grams isn't really going to be something that you really notice in your hand. What do you guys think about the titanium? Does it really add value? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Moving on to the face, no difference from the 14 Pro series. Although the front screen, known as ceramic shield, offers a stunning finish, being smooth, anti-reflective and providing a level of resistance to drops and scratches, these properties will be ultimately determined by your screen protector you choose, if you decide to use one that is. The back panel is a matte glass, which has a texture that still feels nice and premium, and I love how this minimizes fingerprint compared to the old glass model. Overall, the phone feels quite premium in the hand and is more comfortable compared to older models due to the rounded edges and titanium, but again, if you throw on a case, you're not really going to experience these benefits anyway, so it really doesn't matter. Although I wouldn't recommend this, for those who don't like wearing case protection and love to go raw dog on their phone, you really do get to fully experience Apple's subtle changes, and you're really going to enjoy and love the feel of the new design that Apple's made. It honestly makes it so dangerous because you just always want to pick up this phone and scroll to oblivion. I'm currently using mine without a case or screen protector because I've got the Apple Care Plus insurance plan in case of any drops. Partly the reason why I got this plan in the first place was so that I could enjoy the natural properties of the phone. If I put my tinfoil hat on, I'd say Apple focuses so much on their design so that they could sell more of their Apple Care Plus plan. Moving on to display and performance, the iPhone 15 Pro Max features a 6.7-inch Super Retina XDR display with ProMotion technology, giving a 120Hz refresh rate, which provides a smooth experience whilst the display's HDR support delivers vivid colors and deep blacks that make your content look immersive. I really do prefer Apple displays over other smartphones. I find Apple phones have stronger vibrance compared to Samsung. It just has deeper colors and nicer blacks that really brings out amazing pictures on the phone. Scrolling through social media feeds or browsing the web just feels super smooth like baby skin. The maximum brightness hits 2000 nits, making the screen very visible under direct sunlight. It's important to note though that the screen specs are exactly the same as the iPhone 14 Pro Max, so there really isn't an upgrade here. But coming from an iPhone 12 and then upgrading to an iPhone 15, there's a pretty big significant difference in the screen, the brightness, the colors, and also the overall smoothness. Under the hood, the 15 Pro series is powered by Apple's latest A7C Pro chip, making it one of the most powerful smartphones on the market, seeing an improvement in efficiency and performance, especially when multitasking and gaming. After testing the A7C chip compared to an A14, I do notice faster performance with photo and video editing. Apps launch slightly quicker, though barely noticeable, and the phone does perform a little better running multiple apps at the same time and stays cooler when overloaded as well. Against the A16 chip, these differences are going to be much more subtle, and it's probably not going to be anything that the average user is going to notice. Where I've noticed the most difference is gaming, where you'll be able to get much better frame rates and detail compared to an older model. But you still won't be maxing out 120 frames per second on the highest graphics settings on higher end games. When I do game at max settings, it starts getting really hot to the point where I've even tried cooking an egg on it. Okay, I'm kidding, not that hot. But seriously, with high gaming settings, the phone does get pretty hot and it makes it really uncomfortable to hold. But this wouldn't be as much of an issue if you had a case on. With all that being said, the A17 chip, though only an incremental improvement, continues to allow for better gaming, video editing, AI capabilities, and overall continued discovery of new use cases, especially with the new Vision Pro out. But you're still not going to be able to mine Bitcoin with it to become a millionaire, which is how the Apple marketing team may make it sound. Moving on to camera and videography, the 15 Pro Max comes with a 48 megapixel main camera, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 12 megapixel telephoto lens with 5 times optical zoom compared to the 3x zoom from the 14 Pro Max. This means you'll be able to get much better shots of distant subjects without sacrificing as much detail. Apple has actually made some advancements in image processing, resulting in slightly better low light performance, more accurate colors, and improved detail in captured images. However, these are only incremental improvements, so probably not something you're going to notice if you're only coming up from a recent model. Let's demonstrate this camera in a range of scenarios and conditions. Details are captured well with a pop of vibrance at an indoor grocery store. Portraits are crisp and clear with strong contrast and a great background blur. The 15 Pro Max comes with better portrait mode focus and depth control. You can even shift focus between subjects after you take a shot. Cinematic mode automatically shifts the focus to the most important subjects. Low light performance is quite impressive. The slow-mo video support shoots up to 240 frames per second and is really good at getting action shots for sports. Spying on your neighbors with a 5x optical zoom has never been so easy. Oh, we're back. The front-facing camera on the iPhone 15 Pro Max has been upgraded to include autofocus, ensuring better focus and clarity in selfies and videos. In the video department, recording still tops out at 4K 60 frames per second, although to tap into this setting, you'll need to connect directly to an external storage. I've been loving the advanced stabilization feature on the iPhone. It just makes shooting videos super smooth without the need of a gimbal. I think this feature really gives the iPhone an edge over point and shoot, mirrorless, and even DSLR cameras. I've been using this to get close-up moving videos because I don't have a gimbal for my Sony A7C and the stabilization software is just appalling compared to Apple's. With a slow jog, you can see the crazy difference in steadiness. Additionally, the phone now supports new Pro feature which lets users shoot videos in log. This feature is powerful for producers, giving you more dynamic range, flexibility for visual effects, and color grades for editing, but won't be used for the average user. Log shooting will take up enormous storage, consume the battery, and adds the complexity of editing into the equation. For videographers, there's an awesome app called Blackmagic Camera which lets you fully harness the power of the camera in Pro Log mode, letting you fully adjust camera settings like the aperture, shutter speed, ISO, white balance, and even the stabilization mode. The app combined with the camera is so powerful that Apple uses to shoot one of their keynote events showcasing the new M3 chips and the new Macs. Log does require a bit of skill to use. I've tested it a few times myself and I wasn't always able to produce a better image compared to shooting in high dynamic range. So it really is more tailored towards pro videographers. But then again, it's still not going to compare to a full frame lens due to its physical limitations. I bet 99% of people out there with access to Log don't even use it or know what it is. What do you think? Do you agree? Let me know if you've used Log and how it's benefited you down in the comments section below. Lastly, for those looking at getting the Apple Vision Pro within the lifetime of their phone, the device now supports spatial video recording, allowing you to capture 3D stereoscopic video content for a more immersive viewing experience on the Vision Pro. I really love how in this generation, Apple has increased the battery capacity without increasing the phone weight due to the titanium. Even with a larger battery combined with the device's more power efficient A17 Pro chip and the optimized power management of iOS 17, there still isn't a significant difference in video and audio playback specs, given it's all being traded off for the higher overall phone performance. In my own experience, the battery is good and it does last me more than a day with over 4 hours of screen time, which includes watching videos and playing games, so that did really catch me by surprise. Check out Tom's guide in the link below to see how the phone benchmarks in battery life compared to other top models in the market. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is the first iPhone to finally incorporate a USB-C port with USB 3 support, enabling faster data transfer and faster charging speeds, giving 50% juice in 30 minutes with a fast adapter. The USB-C also makes it more compatible with other devices and accessories, whether it be for charging or content sharing. And if you have a MacBook, it means only one charger. The USB-C benefits are good, don't get me wrong, but it's also way overdue. It's like Apple kept something from their customers for so long, and now that they're giving it to everyone, we're all like, wow, iPhone 15 has USB-C. That's just like going back to 2010 and saying, wow, my phone now has a camera. Now moving on to software, the iPhone 15 Pro Max comes with Apple's latest iOS 17, which has now been released to older models. Features worth calling out include updated lock screen with customizable widgets, Dynamic Island, which is an interactive pill-shaped cutout on the display that adapts to show notifications, alerts, and real-time information. I've been loving this with one of my productivity hacks, where I have a stopwatch timer at the top to track the time I spend on an app or count down the time I give myself to complete a task. Although iOS 17 does offer improvements in customization, one critique I have is that it still lags far behind Android devices, so users who do like extensive personalization will find the iOS 17 really frustrating to use. Also worth quickly touching in this section, and what I think sets Apple apart from its competitors, is its ecosystem. Thanks to features like AirDrop, Handoff, and iCloud, you can easily sync your data and access content across all your Apple devices, creating a seamless and integrated user experience. It's unmatched even when trying to build your own using Google Apps via Android. Now, as we start to cover off the shopping guide, let's start to compare how the iPhone 15 Pro Max stacks up against its siblings in the iPhone 15 lineup. When comparing the Pro Max to the Pro, you'll find that both devices share pretty much the same features, except for the larger 6.7-inch display with longer battery life. Moving on to the iPhone 15 and iPhone 15 Max, you will notice some key differences, as these lack the Pro features found in the more expensive counterparts. Some of these include ProMotion display technology. Click back to display and performance if you missed out what this was. the titanium frame, the new action button, the A17 Pro chip, a more advanced camera system, longer battery life, and USB 3 support. Although it may seem like a significant difference on paper, the choice between these models is going to depend on your budget and your specific needs. If you're looking for the ultimate iPhone experience with a bigger screen and the most advanced features for gaming or videography, then the iPhone 15 Pro Max is your best bet. If you're willing to compromise on the screen size and you don't need the most advanced features, then the iPhone 15 and 15 Max still offer solid performance and capabilities at a much reduced cost. Keep in mind, Apple and other retailers also have a system allowing you to trade in an older phone that you don't need. The amount you get back will depend on your country and how old your phone is. So if you're looking at upgrading from a more recent model, you may not necessarily be paying full price after the credit back. I personally opted for the Pro Max so that I could review its features and test it. Was it a rational decision? Definitely not. Unless you guys help by smashing the like button and I become super famous. If you're still unsure about pulling the trigger after all things considered, Apple have a 14-day returns policy, even after you've used it, provided it's in a resellable condition and you've got all of the original packaging. So you can try out the phone risk-free to determine if it's right for you. If the 15 Pro Max is too much and you're considering older models and budget is a constraint, check out Apple's refurbished sales. They've been properly serviced with genuine parts. You won't tell a difference between a brand new device and still comes with the same warranties as a new phone. You could just wait for the 16 to come out if you want an even better phone. Or buy the 15 Pro Max at a cheaper price in 6 months' time when the 16 comes out. Inside the box, you'll only receive a USB-C cable and the phone itself. So keep in mind any additional costs for the screen protectors, phone case, and a fast charger adapter if you don't have one. The case and the screen protector is especially important given the glass back design. Lastly, for those weirdos who like to go bareback using your phone unprotected, also consider the Apple Care Plus plan for accidental damage protection. These are expensive, but much cheaper than getting a screen repair. But honestly, just wear a case. Who, me? After fully reviewing the 15 Pro Max, it's clear that Apple has delivered a stack of incremental upgrades across the board, from design to performance and to the camera. The question of whether it's worth upgrading will depend on how much you value these features, your budget constraints, and also when you need the phone. The iPhone 15 lineup is expansive compared to its competitors, with a base series starting from $800 USD and a Pro series starting from $1,000 USD. If you have a more recent iPhone from 13 and upwards, you're not really going to notice the differences as an average user. However, if you do decide to use the trade-in option, do keep in mind that the newer your phone model is, the more credit you're going to get back to reduce the price. So you're not really going to be paying full price if you use that feature, right? If you need the phone now and value having, or need the latest and most advanced features and are willing to invest in a premium experience, then the iPhone 15 Pro Max is a worthy upgrade. If budget constraints or marginal differences are a concern, then considering other options from iPhone's lineup may be a better option. Click back to comparing siblings and shopping guide for more info. Now, question over to you guys. What are your thoughts and experiences with the iPhone 15 series? Be sure to leave a comment down below. I hope this video has helped. If it has, please consider giving it a like. And also next up, I'll be doing a comparison of the Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra against the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So if you're interested in that comparison, be sure to subscribe and tap that bell icon for future videos.